I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to master your state slash frequency, because the truth is that you do have control over your state of consciousness. You do have control over the frequency and the energy that actually you embody. And of course, this is going to impact your manifestations. And I'm going to be sharing with you in this video exactly how to do this. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell, because I do actually post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, which there are extremely limited spots available for coaching, be sure to apply as soon as possible by hitting the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. Now, the first thing that I want to share with you in this video in terms of how to master your state and frequency is, first of all, a foundation upon which you want to work with before manifesting your reality and changing your state and your frequency, which is to understand that you need to, or you want to, be coming from a place of not attaching to any state. Not attaching to one state, not seeing one state as better than another state, because in consciousness exists infinite amounts of states. Just here's a state, there's a state, more spiritually concentrated state, more relaxed state, more feminine state, a state of more gratitude, more abundance. All these, there's even states of like depression and anxiety. All these states exist. Now, what you want to do is realize that actually no state is essentially and fundamentally better or worse than another state. It all just exists. And unless you come from this space, I don't know if space is quite the right word, but unless you come from this awareness that actually one state is just, it is what it is, and another state also just is what it is, unless you come from that space, so to speak, you're gonna have a hard time changing your frequency and changing your vibration and changing your energy into who you prefer to be. Because what happens is that when the ego attaches to, when consciousness attaches to itself, and that becomes the ego, and you stop being conscious of the fact that you were just unconditional awareness, that you were just the awareness of it all, consciousness clings on to one state. From that space, you're not even aware of who you really are and all the different possibilities in terms of who you can be. You've contracted yourself into this one state of consciousness, and the truth is that that is not who you are. And if you insist that that is who you are, just this limited being that is not unconditional awareness that can shift into different states, you are not going to be able to transform. It's not going to happen for you. You're not going to be able to change if you insist on this particular state being the truth of existence. You can try all you want. You're going to have to change who you are to become a different person. Like if you listen to Joe Dispenza and what he teaches, your personality creates your personal reality. So if you want to change your reality, you have to change your personality, and that means changing your state, changing who you think you are. And that's not going to happen if you think that that's who you are, just that one state, that one personality. You have to be open to the fact that you are not your personality. You can change your personality, you can change your state and get a different result because of that. And to allow this to happen in your experience and to intend your life energy in a particular direction where you allow that transformation to happen within yourself, it is important to have an awareness and a realization that, first of all, you are awareness, you are not the body, you're not the mind, and of course any state is also not who you are. You are the infinite consciousness and awareness prior to it all. Now, I just wanted to come with this foundation because most people miss this foundation, and this is the reason why people cannot manifest. And number two, what I want to share with you in terms of how to master your state slash frequency is to, number two, understand that it all exists in your field of consciousness. I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm asking you to go within yourself, be awareness, be consciousness, be detached, be whole, and notice that you have ideas that excite you, that resonate with you. Maybe visualizations, maybe affirmations, something in your field maybe scares you a little bit, but it also causes gratitude depending on the way that you see it. And you have all these different possibilities, and they all exist. I'll never forget what my friend told me. She was like, Anything that you can imagine exists somewhere in your consciousness. And that blew my mind because I was like, oh my gosh, like it actually I finally understood what people mean by like it all exists always, no matter what. Like it exists now, it all exists. It's like it just hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, like if I can imagine it, it exists. If I put my attention on it for a long enough period of time from a detached space, I'm not being attached to one state versus another state, and I give that enough energy, what you focus on grows, right? What you resist persists, means don't resist anything. But from that space, if you focus on that long enough, it's going to manifest. And that blew my mind because it actually made me realize like all these different states exist. And from your current state, you might think like, oh, I don't feel like going there. But if you change your state and go into that space, you'll feel like you're really happy and grateful to be there because now you're in a different state. So sometimes this is why it's important to not necessarily trust our feelings and what we feel, but a higher resonance calling us to move towards something that we resonate with. What is resonance? Resonance is not necessarily what always feels right, and this is like it's hard to explain this using words because it feels amazing to move towards your goals, but depending on the way that you're programmed, it can also feel a little bit scary. It can be very scary. But no matter what though, you want to trust in that resonance in something higher, so to speak, than where you currently are. And be aware that if something exists in your field, then it actually exists somewhere in reality. And if you give it enough attention and give yourself permission to embody it now, you will manifest that reality and change your state. This is about trusting your thoughts. This is about trusting who you really are to move towards the thoughts that you resonate with. I'm going to say that one more time. This is about trusting who you really are and moving towards the thoughts that actually resonate and excite you and usually will scare you a little bit as well. But it's your job, so to speak, to hold that awareness, not be reactive, not be scared, and put a meaning and an interpretation on that is going to support your goals, helping you to transform into that state of consciousness that already exists. Now, the third and final thing that I want to share with you in this video in terms of how to master your state/frequency, and by the way, I just want to share with you, I by no means consider myself any sort of master. I'm just here to share with you what I've learned and how I've gotten to this point, helping you to get closer to perhaps mastering your state/frequency, because I'm in this process just like you, learning with you, and I'm here to just share with you my findings and what I've noticed in my own experience and what has been beneficial for me personally. And if you take something that resonates from that, that is absolutely beautiful. Now, the third and final thing that I want to share with you in terms of how to master your state/frequency is number 3, to step into the unknown and be who you want now. In order to change your state to what you prefer, in order to master your frequency into what you prefer, you cannot take your same personality with you. You cannot take who you think you are with you, because of course who you actually are is not who you think you are in that moment, unless you insist that it is. But if you insist that it is, you're not going to become a master of your state/frequency. It's so funny, like when I give my clients invitations to move into a different space. Hey, here's a different state. It's what you said you wanted. Here's how you get there. What the ego does is it defends why it's not possible. I can't go there because fill in the blank. I can't go there because this is who I am. I can't go there because, and those perspectives are unlimited. You could have many reasons in terms of why you believe you can't go there, but none of them are true. They're true if you believe that they're true, but the actual truth is that you create your subjective reality. And if you want to change your state and your frequency, you're going to have to step into the unknown. You're going to have to give yourself permission to be who you want now. Be who you want now. This means that actually you will feel the emotions of what you prefer to have before it actually happens. before it actually happens, because we are conditioned to believe that what happens in the physical reality has to influence our state. Now, on some level, this is true, but on another level, you can actually open yourself up to the possibility that actually you can be who you want now and feel the emotions now as if it has already happened. And I totally understand if you feel a little bit blocked with this. I personally did for a long time, because it's like, how am I supposed to feel? How am I supposed to like lie to myself and pretend that I feel something that I obviously don't? This is why the foundation of not attaching to one state over another state is very important, because I found in my experience that when I, when I don't attach to, when I don't actually attach to one state over another state, what actually happens is that I realize that actually very naturally, almost very effortlessly, almost like magic, I just move towards what I want to be, almost like very naturally. I don't have to force myself. Like when you hear somebody say that you're the controller of your state, but you're in a space of attaching to your state, it's going to make you angry, it's going to make you more reactive, and it's not going to be beneficial for you in my experience. So when we learn to calm ourselves down, to calm down the body, ground ourselves into the present moment, you realize like, wait, actually what I am already exists. I'm going to have to actually force it. Like any visualizations, any thoughts, any affirmations for me personally, come to me almost quite naturally, because my consciousness begins to expand. I'm like, oh yeah, that's exciting. And I couldn't even perceive of those opportunities before I set myself down, for example, into my meditation and expanded my awareness. I didn't even notice those, I didn't even have those visualizations. I couldn't even see those thoughts. I couldn't even like perceive all those visualizations, and I was in a more contracted state. And I was in a more denser state, so to speak. Not better or worse, just different and more dense and more contracted. Now, what you want to do to master your state and your frequency is give yourself permission to step into that unknown. You know, receive those thoughts from the divine that are divine in nature and excite you, but also scare you just a little bit, because of course, with a transformation, if there's no fear, you're not doing it right. If there's not a little bit of fear, you're not doing it right. You're in your comfort zone, and that's not going to help you to master your state or manifest anything. So the key is to let yourself step into that unknown. Just like, how do you do this? It's so hard to explain, because it's so simple that, you know, we think that there's, you know, millions of techniques that we have to do and things to follow. You don't need to follow anything. I have meditation techniques. I have them all in my courses. I have all the things that you need. I have videos teaching meditation. I have videos doing all these things. But what we need to realize is that we can transcend techniques completely, although I do resonate with certain techniques. And I'm going to be making more videos and more courses on this soon as well, because I think they're important as well to know the techniques, to know the strategies, to know the ways to become what you want to be. But also, trust yourself prior to any technique, because the technique that you need will come to you perfectly. The strategy that you need will come to you perfectly. What you need to embody that new self that you see in the vision, that you see in your vision of that future that you want to embody now, exists, and you'll find the resources necessary to get there. But you have to trust yourself. You have to step into the unknown. You have to give yourself permission to be who you actually are prior to what you've conditioned yourself to believe that you are. And with that, I conclude this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. Also, if this video was beneficial for you in any way and supportive for you in any way, leave a comment down below sharing what your experience and thoughts are. I would love to hear what you have to say. Also, please hit that like button for me so that more people can get access to this content, because I do actually believe that every single person on this planet does deserve to know that they are divine creators of their reality, and that actually they can manifest their reality and do so in the most effortless and easeful way possible, helping themselves and helping others in the process as well. And hitting that like button does help the YouTube algorithm push the videos out to more people, and that would be greatly appreciated. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.